H2K Infosys provides world-class online IT training, staffing and software testing solutions to customers worldwide. H2K Infosys supports 100% job-oriented training, hands-on project work, cloud test lab, resume preparation and review, mock interviews, robust syllabus. One-time pay, lifetime access to live classes and videos. H2K Infosys has won the trust of thousands of students worldwide. For free demo class, visit h2kinfosys.com.
So, we are trying to understand here what is Informatica, first thing, and then I will give details about how I am going to take that training, okay? But to understand what is Informatica, Informatica is basically a tool, okay? So there are a lot of other tools for different other technologies available. So similarly, Informatica is a tool for ETL. Now, ETL is basically a process, right? So ETL stands for extract, transform, and load. So extract means you extract the data from a range of sources, so a variety of sources, a variety of applications. Then you transform the data as per the business logic, and then what you do is you load the data into a data mart or a data warehouse. So that is a process. It's an ETL process. So this ETL is a process. Now, to implement this process, different companies develop different tools. So Informatica is one of such tools. DataStage is such a tool. SSIS is such a tool. Ab initio is such a tool. So there are quite a few ETL tools are available in the market. Now, the good part of Informatica is that around, I would say, 60 to 65% of the market is captured by Informatica. So if 100 people are using any ETL tool, so out of 100 people, 60 to 65 people are using Informatica. So the chances of getting a job, yeah, Sweta, just hold on your questions. Let me finish the demo and then I'll come back to your questions, okay? So the chances of getting a job in Informatica is higher. Now try to understand a few things here, right? Because you're going to learn a tool, let's understand what that tool does, and then why do I at all need a tool, such kind of tool in any company, right? Now, so as I told you, it just stands for extract, transform, load, where extraction is done from not a single source, multiple sources. When I'm saying multiple sources, it's not like multiple Oracle database. No. When I'm saying multiple sources means maybe one source is Oracle, one is DB2, one is mainframe, one is SAP, one is Salesforce, one is flat file, one is XML, one is Excel, one is some other file formats, CSV. So basically, data are available in different formats, in different area, in different structure. Okay. I have to read those data for a reason, process those data as per the business logic, and load the data into a data mart. So, for example, okay, let's just, for example, I'm just trying to tell you a user case which will help you to understand more of why that kind of situation at all arises in a company. Okay. So let's think of this. You want to take a Verizon connection. So you want to take a new, you want to, and right now you are using maybe T-Mobile, and then you want to switch from T-Mobile to Verizon. So you want to be a customer of Verizon. Now, as a customer, what are the different options through which you can buy a new Verizon connection? Or in other words, what are the different sales channels through which Verizon is selling his products? So you can go to directly. You can go to any of the Verizon store and take a new connection. You can go to Walmart and take a new connection. You can go to Best Buy and take a new connection. You can go to small kiosks or shops in the mall, where these kiosks or shops are owned by individuals. You can go to them and take a new connection. You can go to Verizon.net and take a new connection. You can go to Amazon.com, take a new connection. You can go to, you can give a call to Verizon customer service and take a new connection. And there might be few more which I don't know or which I don't recall at this point of time. So maybe there are 15 in different channels through which Verizon is selling his products. Now just think of this, there is a VP or maybe a leadership or maybe manager who wants to see and who is responsible for the profit of this channel, like selling products through different sales channels. So he is one of the those guys who is responsible for generating the profit. So what he wants to do is he wants a report every month, every week, and every month. He wants to see a report, and this report will tell him that how each of these sales channel is doing. All right. So that means tell me which sales channel has done how much business in last week, or maybe all the weeks and then all the months in 2015. Okay. So show me how each sales channel has done the business. So show me net transactions, how many total transactions happened, how many customers came in, and all the details. So I have a list of metrics. Show me that metrics. And then based on that, he will take a decision. He might say that, okay, you know what, this sales channel is not doing good. It's kind of overhead for me, for Verizon. So we're going to close down this sales channel and move all the business from these channels to Walmart or Best Buy, or something like that. So you want to take more decisions. Okay. Now, so if he has to take that kind of decision, then all the transactions, what happens through different sales channels every day, that transaction had to flow into Verizon system every day. And then there would be a reporting team who will generate reports every week. So they will accumulate data every day, and then at the end of the week, they will generate the report. Now try to understand this. All these different channels, are they using a common system for selling the product? No. So everyone is using their own system, like system in the sense process and the software. So let's say Walmart might be using SAP, maybe maybe Best Buy is using Salesforce, maybe Verizon is using some Oracle apps, maybe this small boutique, these small kiosks shops are using some boutique software. So basically, if the data captured in these locations are in different format and in different systems altogether. So now what I have to do is I have to bring this data into my Verizon, someplace in Verizon from where the reports could be generated. Now this someplace in Verizon is called a data mart, okay, where I will bring the data and I'll bring the data, process the data, and store the data in this someplace. This is called your data mart. So what I have to do is now I have to put the ETL process who is capable of reading data from all these different sources, then process the data and load the data into a data mart, and there would be a following reporting team who will generate the reports based on this data marts. All right? Any questions, anyone? No? Okay. Now, so this is more or less all about your Informatica. That's what we are going to learn. So this ETL process, ETL tool is Informatica. Now, to be very honest with you, Informatica tool itself is very, very easy to learn. It's more of a drag and drop tool. You do not have to write coding. No, Sweta, I will come to data migration and I'll answer this question, okay? Just give me a minute, let me finish the demo and then I'll come to question answers. So, yeah, so ETL, so Informatica tool itself is very easy to learn. It's more of a drag and drop. You do not have to write code. Like if you're a person who loves coding like Java and .NET, so maybe you will not love Informatica because you do not have a scope to do a lot of coding here. But if you're a person who don't love coding, but you work more of concepts and you want to build from the concept, then you will love this tool, okay? Now, So let me give a brief about how I take this training. So on the first day of the training, what I do is, okay, so this is first step. Once you decide that you're going to take this training, you have to register for this course, and then immediately H2K will help you to install the software. Now this software is a full version of the software which will be in your system and which will be loaded in your system. Even the training is over, you can still play with the software. And it's a full version of the software. It will not expire. It will be there. Okay, that's one thing. Second thing is, on the first day of the training, what I do is I sit with everyone and we decide on the class timing and the days. Usually I try to take 4 days of class, but it depends again on the availability of everyone. So right now, if someone asks me like what are the days and when would be the class, I cannot tell you. We have to decide on the first day of the class when everyone is here. We sit together and we try to see when everyone is available and we take the class. But usually the weekdays classes will be in the evening and weekend classes will be in the morning. Okay. Now this training is more or less around 26 to 28 hours training. I try to cover 5 hours in a week, and so you can think of it 6 weeks training. Okay, 6 weeks training. So and then if you in the first class, what I do is I do kind of brush up in your Oracle and SQL skills, and I give you some of the assignments and show you how to practice your SQL, because we don't need SQL from day one, but definitely after 3 weeks we need SQL. So if you want to brush up your SQL, you have a chance to do it in 3 weeks. Okay. Now during this training, the way I take this training is, during the training, I will be showing. So this training is more of a like 80% to 88% hands-on training, 15%, 20%, and theoretical training. So we will be covering all the theoretical concepts. I'll show you the detailed course content. Just give me a minute. But these are the high level of the course content. So during the training, what happens is I will be showing you all the different things what you can do in Informatica, and I will record the session. So then during the training, I don't expect you to do the things parallelly with me. I expect you to watch me, understand the concepts, and then once the training is done, once the class is over, I will be sending you the videos. Then the expectation is you watch the video, you do the hands-on, whatever I have done in the class. Now, I'll be giving you a lot of assignments also, which will help you to build your logic. And these assignments are created at best keeping the real-time scenarios in mind. So these assignments will help you when even like if you can do these assignments, you will not face problem when you are in a project. Okay. So now after this session, and expect an email from me. I'll be sending out the complete course content, the detailed course content. Sorry. The detailed course content, and I'll send out the detailed course content immediately after this training. So now this training, the way I have designed this training is very good for someone who is planning to go for an ETL development or basically Informatica development kind of job, or someone who is planning for ETL testing or Informatica testing job. So we have a separate module for ETL testing. You can see here the ETL testing. Now the reason, so this is what you have to understand, because you will be doing if you take this course and you are planning to go for a testing job, then you will be doing an Informatica testing job, right? So to do the Informatica testing, you have to know this tool at a high level, at least 30% to 40%. So you do not have to go into the development details, but at least still you have to know this tool. So that's why this training will help you to know this tool. So you have a chance to go into the development, and at any point of time you feel that, okay, no, development is too much for me, I don't want to go for the development. Or maybe I love testing, I have been in testing for a long time, I want to continue with the testing. So you can continue this training and you will be ready for the testing job, okay? So that's the plan. That's how I have designed this course. One of the best part of this training is if you take this training and then for some reason at the end of the training you feel that, okay, I couldn't get all the concepts, or I couldn't finish all the assignments, actually I need more time, you can take this training again for free, absolutely for free. Now one other thing I want to tell you is at the end of this training, and this is again optional, okay? At the end of the training, if you want me to help you to prepare your resume, then I will be doing a one-to-one session with you and helping you to build your resume. And then I can help you to get a job also, okay? So this is more or less all about this training. Okay. Now I will go, now if you have any questions, feel free to ask the questions, type the question in the chat window, or raise your hand, I'll unmute you. I already got so many questions, let me start answering them, and then if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them, okay? Now, Sweta, I can see you have a question. Is data migration same as ETL process? Yes. So data migration, for doing a data migration, so let's say right now I have a legacy data, it's everything in the mainframe, and I'm planning to implement SAP. So you have to move the data from legacy system to SAP. You need an ETL tool, and that's why that is another kind of project. So usually you will be involved in three categories, either of these three categories of projects, either a data migration project, or a pure data warehouse project, or in a big data project. So these are the scopes of your ETL developer or a tester. Answers your question, Sweta? How the data is loaded? Do we need to load, or it's done by the ETL developers? No. Okay. So Dinesh, it is done by the ETL tool. So so ETL developer will just design it and run it. It will automatically load the data into the data mart. Now, if you're talking about the tester, you will never do data loading. What you have to do is you just test it. Whatever is supposed to do and whatever is done, are they same or not? Okay. Tool. Okay. Dinesh, did that answer your question? Rupa, you have a question. Tool used for data mapping. So Informatica is the tool which is used for data mapping. Informatica Power Center, that's what we are going to learn. That is the tool which is used for data mapping. Does that answer your question, Rupa? Your voice is blurring at the end of the sentence. Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. Sorry, Deepika. Is ETL and Informatica different tools? And are you going to cover both? Do we need to extensive SQL skills or learn ETL and okay? No, ETL and Informatica are not different things. So that's what I was telling at the beginning. ETL is a process, and this process is implemented through Informatica tools. So ETL, we will learn the ETL concepts and we will see how it is implemented through the tool. So the only tool you are going to learn is Informatica Power Center, and that's it. Now, from SQL standpoint, we don't need complex SQLs, but we definitely need the basic SQLs. Like if I say that I'm doing a join, you should be able to understand what I'm talking about. I say I'm doing a group by, you should be able to know, or you should understand what I'm talking about. I say that I'm doing an order by, you should know what I'm talking about, right? So that kind of concepts are required, but nobody is going to come you and say, hey guy, write a complex SQL for me. No. That's not going to happen. If you learn Informatica, will it help to learn other? Yes, that's a good question, Deepika. Actually, if you learn Informatica and then let's say you work for Informatica 2-3 years and then you feel, okay, no, I don't want to stick to Informatica, I want to learn to data stage. So any ETL tool is basically same concept, same kind of transformations. The difference is the tool. The tool itself is different, but everything else would be same. So what I would say, if you know a tool, any ETL tool, you can switch to other ETL tool. The added learning would be 20% to 25%. So you have to learn 25% of that tool. That's it. 78% you already know. Answers your question, Deepika? Okay. Sweta, your question is, can you explain the role of a tester in the data migration project? What to check for before the process and after the process? Yeah, that's a good question, Sweta. So now let's just, for example, just to answer your question, I'm just trying to give you a case study, right? So let's say you are reading data from what is called mainframe. So you are migrating data from mainframe to SAP. Okay. So this is what you are doing. Now, what you have to do is, if you have, so definitely you will have access to Oracle tables in SAP. Okay, so that will be there. Now, I'm not sure whether they will give you access to mainframe or not. So in case mainframe access is not there, then what you have to do is you have to ask them to send a copy of the data from where you are reading the data. So you check that data, so that is your source data. If they give access to mainframe tables, then it's fine. You can go and see the mainframe data, and then you have access to your Oracle objects in the SAP, so you can query them. And now you have to look into the business rules and see that whether the data is properly loaded into the target or not. That's it. Answers your question, Sweta? And do you teach ETL testing class that is included in the QA training course? Yes, ETL testing is already included here, so that's not a separate course. Okay. Any other question, anyone? Okay. Are you going to cover the SQL concepts? Join, surprise is as tested job. What should I know in Informatica? What other tools you give training on apart from Informatica? Okay. So SQL part, I will cover the basic concepts. We will not go into very details because that's not required, and this is not a SQL training. So I'll not go into very details of the SQL queries, but I'll give you the concepts which will help you to understand, or which will help you to do the testing. So that's one part. Second one is your how much do you have to know Informatica? So I told you already, you have to know around 30% of this tool. So you don't, if you for the development part, if you just watch it, you understand, you don't have hands-on, that's also good. But while taking the training, I'll tell you explicitly these are for the development. And likely I will not tell you which are for development because everything is for development. I'll tell you explicitly these areas are for testing. So if you're looking for testing, you should focus on this. So I'll tell that while explaining, I'll explicitly keep on training telling that what are the things a tester should focus on. And your last question is what other tool? No, we are not going to learn any other tool. So we will learn only Informatica end to end. That's it. Okay, SS, is it this training is good for Informatica developer as well as Informatica tester. So it doesn't matter whether you want to go for development or testing. This tool is going to help. This course is going to help both. If you just learn ETL, is that enough for ETL tester? Yes. If you have to know ETL, you have to know SQL, basic SQL, so that you can test the data, right? You have to finally fire the query and test the data if it's loading into a database. So yes, and that's it. what queries can be used to compare the data source versus target after the data migration? No, you cannot write queries. Please, Shweta, you have to understand, this is a manual testing. You cannot just write queries. The reason is the source data is in mainframe and your target data is in SAP. So how do you write a query which will read both the data and compare? So that you cannot do. So that's a manual. So you have to take a few samples and you have to do the manual testing. Does that answer your question, Shweta? Are you going to cover all IP ports of data loading in with volume? I didn't get the question and properly. Input ports, input types. So when you say input types, we are going to cover a file. We are going to cover database tables, which would be Oracle. We are going to cover COBOL files. We are going to cover XML files. These are the 4 categories we are going to cover in this course. Yeah, Snowflake, Star Schema, yes, we are going to cover those. Are you going to cover, okay, yes. No, I don't teach ab initio or Teradata. BI basically, see, BI is business intelligence. Informatica is also a part of the business intelligence. So BI is again a big space. It's not, there is no tool you can tell, okay, this is a BI. If I know XYZ, I have learned BI. No, it's not nothing like that. So BI consists of both data warehouse and reporting. That together is BI. Okay, anyone have any other question for me? Just to give you information, I am going to start the batch from first week of December. So that would be next week. So if you are actually planning to take this course, make sure you do it fast, because I want to make sure that all the installations are done before you come to the first class. Otherwise, what happens is, I have seen in past that class has started and then people are struggling still in installation, and you already 2 or 3 classes missed out, and then you have a backlog of 2-3 classes. So I don't like to go through such kind of situations. And yes, data mart is a component of data warehouse. So basically, data mart, what happens is, let's say I want to build a small data warehouse which will meet the purpose of sales department. So that is called, and that means that data warehouse will have only the sales data, right? So that kind of data warehouse is called data mart. So basically, if I do a dimensional modeling for a specific business unit in my organization, that is called a data mart. Okay, course fees you have to check with H2K. What is the question? How to write efficient query queue? Any tips on that? Are you going to cover as DB will not be normalized? No, we are not going to cover the efficient queries and DBA things here, because that's not the part of this curriculum. We will learn on Informatica and only that part of the database which is required. So if you are looking for something like query optimization, you are looking for something PL/SQL, no, then this is not the course. Okay, any other question for me? I hope I have provided you enough information to take a decision. So just think about it and see if you really want to learn this or not. What do you want to know? The Deepika, I didn't get your question. You want to, you would like to know about it, about what? So if you really, if you have enough information to take a decision, then I would say just take a decision. And oh, my Informatica experience, yeah, I have around, see, I have total around 15, now around 16 years of experience in data warehouse world. I have worked with various ETL tools. With Informatica specifically, I have worked around 9 to 10 years with Informatica. But I have also experience with ab initio. I have worked with SSIS. I have worked with a variety of databases, almost all the databases I have worked with. And right now I am more into design, so I give the designs and solutions. And I have a team of developers who does the actual development. So I do the review of the design and all. No, I am in US. I am in Dallas. Yes, I will be helping you to build do your resume, but that is, again, as I told, that's optional. If you want me to do that, I can do that, but that will be more of a one-to-one session. I'll be sending you the sample resumes. You will work on the first version, and then we'll sit together and change the resume. Whatever is required, we'll do and finish the resume. I will help you, and also, yeah, you will get the support as well. Also, I will be helping you to connect people who can help you to find a job. Okay. Okay. I think I have to now finish the class, finish this demo, because I have a class starting in 7 minutes. So if you do not have any questions, then I'll just end this session now.